In today's video, we're going to break down 5 gaming monitors that deliver completely different experiences, from premium OLED clarity to budget-friendly high refresh performance. Whether you want the deepest blacks, the fastest motion handling, or simply the best value for your setup, this lineup has something for every type of gamer. We'll evaluate real-world performance, build quality, refresh rate, motion clarity, color accuracy, and of course, which one actually gives you the best experience for the price. So let's jump straight into the first monitor, one of the most impressive displays in the high-end market right now, the Samsung Odyssey OLED G6. If you want elite contrast, incredibly fast motion, and a display that feels built for competitive players, this one sets the tone for the entire list. Let's start with the Samsung 27 Odyssey OLED G6. Easily the most visually impressive monitor in this entire lineup. This display uses a 1440p OLED panel with a blazing 360Hz refresh rate, giving you some of the cleanest, smoothest motion you can get on a gaming monitor right now. Every frame looks razor sharp, and pixel response time is effectively instantaneous, which makes competitive shooters feel incredibly responsive. The biggest advantage here, of course, is OLED contrast. Blacks are truly black, colors pop with insane vibrancy, and HDR actually looks meaningful instead of washed out like on cheaper models. If you play games with dark environments, horror, RPGs, anything cinematic, the difference is massive. It's the kind of image quality you instantly notice. Brightness is much better than older OLED models thanks to Samsung's newer panel tech, and it comfortably handles bright rooms as long as you're not sitting in direct sunlight. Input lag is extremely low, and motion clarity is top tier, especially combined with the 360Hz refresh rate. This monitor just feels fast. Now the downsides: OLED still requires some care to avoid burn-in, especially if you leave static HUD elements on screen for long sessions, and of course, the price is steep. You're paying for elite performance and premium panel quality. But if you want the best-looking 27-inch gaming experience available right now, the Odyssey OLED G6 is absolutely a top contender. Next up is the LG 27G640AB Ultra Gear, a monitor built for gamers who want pure speed without spending a fortune. This model uses a 1080p IPS panel with a 240Hz refresh rate and 1 ms response time, giving you consistently smooth motion and excellent clarity in fast-paced games. If you're the type who plays competitive shooters and values performance over resolution, this monitor immediately feels like an upgrade. The IPS panel is a big advantage here. You get wide viewing angles, strong color accuracy, and a more vibrant image compared to similarly priced VA displays. While it doesn't match OLED or high-end QHD panels, it looks clean and natural, which is perfect for everyday gaming and content consumption. Brightness sits around 300 nits, which is decent for indoor use, and reflections are handled pretty well. Input lag on this monitor is extremely low, something LG's Ultra Gear line is known for. And the 240Hz refresh rate genuinely feels responsive, even if you're coming from a 144Hz display. Motion blur is minimal, and LG's overdrive settings help keep ghosting under control without introducing artifacts. Of course, there are a few limitations. The 1080p resolution on a 27-inch screen isn't the sharpest, especially if you sit close, and HDR is basically non-existent here. The monitor simply doesn't get bright enough for real HDR impact. But for gamers focused on value, speed, and reliability, the LG 27G640AB delivers exactly what it promises. It's one of the strongest budget high-refresh monitors in its class. Now let's take a look at the Sceptre E275B FWD240, which is one of the most popular budget-friendly 240Hz monitors on the market, and for good reason. This model uses a 1080p IPS panel paired with a 240Hz refresh rate and 1 ms response time, giving you extremely fast motion handling at a price that's hard to beat. If your priority is competitive performance without spending too much, this monitor delivers surprising value. The IPS panel produces solid colors and decent brightness, usually around 300 nits, which is perfectly fine for most indoor gaming setups. Motion clarity is noticeably good for a budget display, and input lag remains low enough to keep competitive players satisfied. For fast-paced games like Fortnite, Valorant, or Apex Legends, this monitor feels responsive and consistently smooth. Of course, it's not perfect. Build quality is on the lighter side, and the stand is fairly basic with limited adjustability. You're also not getting the same level of color accuracy or uniformity you'd expect from more premium IPS options, and HDR support is essentially non-existent. But honestly, that's not what this monitor is meant for. The real appeal is performance per dollar. You're getting a 240Hz IPS panel that performs way above its price point, making it ideal for players who want maximum frame rate advantages with minimal spending. It's a monitor that delivers where it matters most: speed, responsiveness, and a surprisingly clean image for the money. Next up is the Z-Edge UG27S, a curved 27-inch gaming monitor designed for gamers who want immersion without paying high-end prices. This model uses a 1500R curved VA panel, paired with a 165Hz refresh rate and 1 ms response time, offering a smooth and visually engaging experience for both casual and mid-level competitive players. The VA panel is one of its strongest advantages. You get deep contrast, richer blacks, and more cinematic-looking visuals compared to budget IPS alternatives. Games with darker environments, like RPGs or racing games, feel noticeably more immersive thanks to the curvature and contrast levels. Color reproduction is decent, though not as accurate as IPS panels, but for gaming, it's more than good enough. Brightness averages around 280 to 300 nits, which works well in normal lighting but isn't ideal for very bright rooms. Motion handling is solid at 165 Hz, but like most VA panels, you may notice a bit of ghosting in extremely fast-paced scenes. Not a deal-breaker, but something competitive shooter players might pick up on. Where this monitor really wins is value for immersion. The curved design, strong contrast, and high refresh rate make it feel more premium than its price suggests. If you prefer a deeper, more enveloping gaming experience and don't need ultra-competitive motion clarity, the Z-Edge UG27S offers a lot for the money. Finally, let's talk about the AOC C24G42E, a compact 24-inch curved gaming monitor built for players who value responsiveness and focus over screen size. This model uses a 1080p VA panel, paired with a 180Hz refresh rate and 1 ms response time, making it an excellent choice for competitive gamers who prefer a smaller, tighter field of view. The 24-inch size actually works in its favor. At this resolution, the image looks sharper and more defined than larger 1080p displays, which helps with spotting enemies and reading small details in fast games. The VA panel delivers strong contrast and deeper blacks, giving you more depth in darker scenes and a slightly more immersive feel thanks to the curve. Brightness sits around 250–270 nits, which is perfectly fine for typical indoor setups, but not ideal for bright environments. Motion clarity is good for a VA panel, though you may still see mild ghosting in rapid movement, something expected in this price range. AOC's overdrive options help minimize it without introducing major artifacts. What makes this monitor appealing is its focus on competitive performance at a very approachable price. The refresh rate is higher than the usual 144 Hz standard. The image looks sharp on a 24-inch layout, and the responsiveness is great for shooters and fast-paced games. If you want a budget-friendly curved monitor that performs well in competitive scenarios, the AOC C24G42E is one of the strongest picks available. So after testing all 5 monitors, it's clear that each one delivers a different kind of experience depending on what you're looking for. The Samsung Odyssey OLED G6 is the absolute king of image quality and motion clarity. If you want the best contrast, the cleanest movement, and a genuinely premium feel, nothing in this list comes close. The only downside is the higher price and the need to be mindful of OLED care. The LG UltraGear 27G640AB and the Sceptre E275B FWD240 are perfect for competitive players on a budget. Both offer fast 240Hz IPS panels, low input lag, and strong performance for shooters. The LG delivers better consistency, while the Sceptre brings excellent value for the price, if immersion matters more than raw speed. The Z-Edge UG27S offers one of the best curved experiences without costing much. You get deeper contrast and strong visuals, even if motion isn't as clean as an IPS panel. And for players who prefer a compact, competitive setup, the AOC C24G42E is a great fit. The 24-inch size keeps the 1080p resolution sharp, the 180 Hz refresh rate is fast, and the contrast is excellent for darker games. Overall, if you want the best image, go Samsung. If you want the best competitive value, go LG or Scepter. If you want immersion on a budget, go Z-Edge. And if you want a small competitive monitor, the AOC is the one. All the monitors featured in this video are linked in the description below, so check them out if you want the best prices available right now. And tell me in the comments, which one do you think is the best pick for your setup?